The Innovators Network.
Welcome to the Killer Innovation Show, the longest continuously produced podcast in history. Each week, Phil McKinney brings you the insights and strategies to amplify your creativity and innovation skills. Here's your host, Phil McKinney.
Welcome to this week's Killer Innovation Show. We are in the bus. We are still traveling around, still in Florida currently at the moment. In this week's episode, we'll discuss creative potential, your creative potential. We'll talk about tips on how you can identify your personal strengths in creativity, as well as strategies for tapping into them more effectively. We'll also look at an example of someone who leveraged their creative potential for great success. So you will want to stay through to the end of today's episode. But before we jump into this week's episode, I have that favor to ask: follow, like, and share. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Like us, give us 5-star ratings, give us feedback. You can do that on the social media sites, or you can give us feedback wherever you get your podcast, and then share. If there's others who you think would benefit from the show in general or this episode in particular, send them the link. You can find the links over at killerinnovations.com or over at theinnovators.network. And with that, let's hop in to this week's episode.
This episode is sponsored by Zoom. With Zoom, you can streamline your communication, collaboration, and creativity all in one place. Zoom is the market-leading platform that provides video meetings, voice, webinars, and chat across desktops, phones, tablets, and conference room systems. To learn more about Zoom and sign up for your free account, visit killerinnovations.com/Zoom.
What is creative potential? Creativity is a powerful tool, and many of us underestimate our own creative potential. Creative potential is your ability to generate new ideas and connect seemingly unrelated concepts to create something unique or solve problems in an innovative way. It goes beyond simply having an open mind. It is about actively forming connections that lead to new discoveries, inventions, and insight. For many people, they are unaware of their own creative potential and often overlook its importance when attempting to reach their personal and professional goals. To tap into your full creative power requires more than just a few random ideas. You need to learn how to channel your inner creativity into meaningful projects. By learning to recognize existing patterns in your environment around you, develop creative strategies for problem solving and thinking outside the box, you can unlock your creative potential and achieve greater success in all areas of your life. Let's talk about creative thinking. As we just discussed, creative potential is the ability to generate new ideas and connect seemingly unrelated concepts. Creative thinking is the process of using this potential to gain insight into how we can solve problems in innovative ways. There are several elements that make up the fundamentals of creative thinking. These include divergent thinking, convergent thinking, synthesis, and analysis. Divergent thinking is breaking down complex problems into smaller pieces and producing multiple solutions. Convergent thinking is the opposite, collecting information from various sources, analyzing them, and combining them to form one solution. Synthesis requires creative thinkers to combine different elements in an organized manner to create something new. And analysis requires creative thinkers to evaluate ideas objectively by considering their strengths and weaknesses so that only the best solution is implemented. Overall, it takes practice and experimentation in order for someone to develop successful creative skills. Creativity isn't just about having an out-of-the-box idea. Learning how to think creatively can help individuals come up with new solutions for everyday challenges or seek previously uncharted opportunities for growth and development. It provides a framework for approaching difficult tasks in completely novel ways using logic combined with imagination and curiosity so that unexpected insights can be gained through simply solving problems. So, what's an example of unlocking creative potential? One example of creatives leveraging their creative potential for unexpected success is the story of Shonda Rhimes, the creator and showrunner of popular television series such as Grey's Anatomy and Scandal. Rhimes had achieved unprecedented success in the entertainment industry by consistently pushing boundaries and taking risks with her writing. She's been recognized for her innovative approach to storytelling, using complex plot lines and dynamic characters that draw viewers in like never before. Rhimes was born in Chicago, Illinois, where she began writing stories at a young age. She eventually went to study screenwriting at Dartmouth College. But after graduation, she found it difficult to find work in Hollywood. But she kept at it. In 2005, Rhimes' hard work paid off when ABC greenlit her first show, Grey's Anatomy, which became an instant hit. The show blended medical drama with romance and created a loyal fan base that continues today. It has become one of the longest running medical dramas in history. From there, Rhimes created other hugely successful shows, including Private Practice and Scandal, which earned critical acclaim for their unique storylines. Rhimes credits much of her success to tapping into her creative potential by staying true to herself as a writer, something that pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable television content at the time, while also remaining open-minded enough to take risks with story ideas and character arcs. Her creative vision has earned her numerous awards throughout the years, proving that through creativity, anything is possible. The key here is to explore your creative potential. Exploring potential requires you to exercise your creativity by engaging in activities such as brainstorming, visualizing ideas, and experimenting with different approaches. It also involves challenging yourself to think critically and question basic assumptions. Additionally, it helps to take breaks from the task at hand to give your mind a chance to wander freely so that new connections can be made between seemingly unrelated topics or problems. Finally, it is important to document any insights you have while working on creative tasks. This will help you track your progress over time and provide valuable reference points for what inspires your creative spark. One exercise you can add to your daily routine that will exercise your creative muscle is to set aside a time in your day for free writing. And I do this every day. What is free writing? It's where you let your thoughts flow without worrying about structure or grammar. This free writing allows you to explore your subconscious and see what ideas flow, coming up with new solutions to problems. You can also try taking a break from your normal routine and trying something new like writing or cooking or painting. This helps foster creativity by having you explore different mediums to express yourself. Spending time away from the monotony of everyday life gives you room for creative thought and exploration. Finally, make sure you take time each day to reflect on what inspires you and keep a log of those thoughts. Now, one key to your unlocking your creative potential is building a support network. Building a supportive network can be a key factor in really unlocking your potential. The support of others who share your vision and enthusiasm can help provide you with additional resources and motivation. Here are some tips that may help you build such a network. Number one, start local. Look to your immediate circle of friendly friends, coworkers, or members of your local community who may have similar interests or values to yours. You can also reach out to professionals or organizations related to the topic of your project. They may offer valuable advice and referrals to open up opportunities for collaboration. Number two, network online. Social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram are great places to find people with similar interests. It's also important to join relevant discussion forums, industry websites, blogs, and other digital resources related to whatever it is you're working on, so you can stay informed about developments in the field and get feedback from others who are familiar with the subject matter. Three, participate in events. Go to trade shows, conferences, networking events, seminars are all excellent ways to meet potential connections, not just from within your profession, but from outside it too. Attending these events can give you an opportunity to connect with professionals both in person and through follow up conversations afterwards. By creating an extensive network within which you can exchange ideas freely, brainstorm collectively, and gain new perspectives on issues that arise during any project development process. Through this process, you'll formulate strategies far more effectively than if you're working alone, ultimately leading to better outcomes for all your efforts. Now, how do you discover areas for creative potential? To discover areas of growth and development and creativity, it's important to recognize the need for personal assessment. Self reflection can be a powerful tool in uncovering areas of strength and weaknesses that can help improve your creative potential. Look at your mindset. Look at the mindset when approaching creative challenges or tasks. Ask yourself questions such as, am I embracing the opportunity, exploring new ways of problem solving, or am I doing it the same old way? Am I open to making mistakes and learning from them? You can never avoid mistakes. Don't try. Do I find motivation from challenging myself to think differently? Find that motivation. Doing this kind of self evaluation will help identify any potential limitations or blind spots that may be holding you back from reaching your full creative potential. Seek out feedback from people around you who may have insight into your individual strengths and weaknesses when it comes to creativity. This could include mentors, peers, acquaintances, family members, all who are familiar with what kind of work you do and understand the type of creative challenges you face on a regular basis. Their perspective on how well you manage these tasks and approach different projects can provide valuable input into areas where you could use further improvement. Go to online resources. They are there for offering tips on how to leverage your creative potential. This can range from books about creativity techniques to podcasts about design thinking strategies, articles about innovation best practices, and specific tools like mind mapping software used for visualizing ideas, all of which can help spur new approaches towards tackling problems in a more innovative way. Staying abreast of new developments in your field or industry is also essential if you want to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to being creative and finding solutions no one has thought of before. Whether it's reading up on current trends or attending industry events like exhibitions and talks, knowing about what's happening will allow you to spot opportunities or inspire fresh insights that help propel your work forward. Now, one piece of advice that I would give is that one of the best ways to increase creative potential is to work on a diversity of projects. Working on different types of projects can open up new opportunities, provide fresh ideas and inspiration. For me, I've done everything from software engineering to designing lobbies for new high-rise buildings to designing museum exhibits, taking over a physical space and designing everything that went into a major museum exhibition. All of that diversity sparks more ideas. Now, here are some tips that can help you enhance creativity when tackling on these different projects. 1. Experiment with unfamiliar methods and techniques. Trying something new or outside what's already comfortable can lead to innovative solutions and unexpected results. This could involve experimenting with different types of software and tools, as well as exploring various creative disciplines, such as photography and video editing, animation, if they're outside your usual area of expertise. 2. Set challenging goals for yourself to stay motivated when facing difficult problems. Having a clear goal can motivate you to push through roadblocks and strengthen problem solving skills over time. Next, collaborate with other creatives for feedback and advice. By discussing ideas with colleagues or mentors who are experienced in a similar field or have tackled similar challenges before, you'll be able to gain insight into how they solve their problems and benefit from their advice on how you could go about tackling yours. Next, look for sources of inspiration through books, movies, music, art exhibitions, or even conversations with friends. All these activities can lead to new possibilities that have not been considered before. Reading industry news will keep you informed of the latest trends, ensuring you don't fall behind while looking for creative solutions to your own problems. Next, take on complex projects, which require you to step out of your comfort zone and think beyond what's expected from you usually. By doing this regularly over time, you will build muscle memory, or what I sometimes refer to as intuition, which will enable more efficient problem solving in the future when faced with difficult tasks. Now, I have one last piece of advice I would give to you, and that is practice. Practice, practice. Like any other skill, unlocking your creative potential requires consistent effort and practice to achieve sustained improvement. It is important to remember that creativity involves more than just generating new ideas. It also includes taking idea from concept to reality by organizing tasks, setting goals, and adapting quickly as needed when dealing with unexpected obstacles along the way. With dedication and focus, anyone can unleash their creative potential. By following these steps consistently over time, you will see an improvement in your level of creativity. I'm going to repeat the advice. Practice. Practice. Like any other skill, you need to practice, both on your creative thinking skills, but also finding what really unlocks your creative potential. What are you passionate about? How are you using your innovation for that passion? Are you a writer? Are you working on screenplays? Are you a photographer? Are you a musician? Are you another podcaster? Whatever it is, unlocking that creative potential. Be willing to take the risk in that effort. Do music in a different way. Write different kinds of characters. Create entirely different storylines. Don't get stuck writing 3-act plays like 99% of all the fiction books that are out there. Try something different. Be willing to experiment. Find your creative potential. And look, creative potential is that ability. It's not about just generating ideas, but it's connecting unrelated concepts to create something unique, something different, something that's going to stand out, and something that's going to get noticed. That is your creative potential. Don't give up. Don't do it the exact same way. Don't do it the way I do it. Don't think you can just, follow the innovation framework that we talk about here on the show or that's in my book. You need to find what unlocks your creative potential. Don't give up. Practice, practice, practice. And with that, we're going to wrap up this week's show. Thank you for the time being with us. Would love to hear your feedback. Drop us messages either over on social media. You can also sign up for the LinkedIn newsletter, Finding Ideas. You can also get us on Medium, Upstack, or Substack. the newsletter over on the website over at the innovators.network, and find out all that we're up to and stay in the loop. And I'd love to hear from you. If you've got questions, feedback, ideas for upcoming shows, questions you would like to have answered, drop me a note. You can also just send me an email at phil@killerinnovations.com. Also, if you already get the newsletter, you can just simply hit the reply button and type in your reply. That email comes back directly from me. So I will see any comments you put in simply by replying to the weekly newsletter. So with that, thanks again. I know is important. This show's a little bit longer than normal that we've been doing in here, but I appreciate you hanging in there. And with that, go out there, work on your ideas, practice your creativity, practice your creative thinking skills, unlock your creative potential. And with that, we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Podcasting nonstop since 2005, this has been the Killer Innovation Show on the Innovators Network.
This show is distributed by the Innovators Network. For more information and other great shows and content, visit theinnovators.network.